Hello and welcome to Last. If you recall, when I was doing Yoga Bear, I mentioned a story about two characters who were female, and they reminded me of this story, which is also written by the same author or developer, I guess. And I don't think that these are the actual two characters from Yoga Bear. I mean, they might be. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, this is the story that I was talking about. And in this story, it is about I want to say gender fluid or maybe non-binary character, and they're spending their last moments on Earth, on top of a roof, and just waiting for it to end. What apocalypse is going to end the world, I do not know. And there is a content warning, and you'll see it right now as soon as I start this up. And yeah, so while this character is waiting for the world to end, somebody, I guess, accompanies them on the roof. And, well, I guess they're gonna spend their last moments on Earth together. So here's the content warning. This is a story about waiting to die a violent death. There are no images or detailed descriptions of death. This is a story about overcoming trauma. Past negative sexual experiences are referenced, but not described in detail. There is a party. Alcohol and tobacco are consumed. Weed is mentioned. This is a story about kink. The story contains erotic descriptions of biting and breath play. There are images of bruises. Would you like to read the story now? Yes. I stare down at the city, cradling my still rum and cola. It's sometime in the early hours of the morning. 3, 4. I got tired of reading the news and muted my phone. Stars and satellites twinkle above. They'll still be up there, even after there's nobody left down here. I toast to the poor souls at the International Space Station. I wonder if they'll choose starvation or whether they'll try to crash back to Earth. The muffled bass from downstairs is accompanied by screaming. Party kinds of scream, not the end of the world kind. The city looks so quiet and normal. It's hard to believe it'll all be gone any moment now. I even see the occasional bus running. How can anyone be at work now? Then again, how is drinking cheap rum and still store-brand cola from a paper cup any better? I hope I'll be in the blast radius. I want to be vaporized in an instant. This is the tallest building in town. It should be an obvious target. It's why I agreed to come to this party, even though I hate parties. I didn't want to risk dying a slow and painful death in the suburbs. Although, if I'm being honest, it's kind of nice up here on the roof. Just me and the stars. Serene. Strangely nostalgic. I can't remember the last time I've allowed myself to just exist without constant stimulation. Had I stayed at home, I'd be sitting in the darkness, scrolling. Thinking about scrolling makes my thumb itch. Ah, fuck it. Enough serenity. I need my fix. I need to see what's taking so long. It should have happened hours ago. I mean, I'll need to go use the bathroom and get a new drink if they don't hurry this up. I fish the phone out of my pocket and swipe at the lock screen. Hey. I almost dropped my phone. I grasp it against my chest in panic, heart racing. Somehow, the thought of losing my phone scares me more than the thought of perishing in a giant ball of flame. What are your pronouns? What kind of an opening line is that? I examine the newcomer. Cropped leather jacket, high-heeled boots, golden eyeshadow and black eyeliner. Cream leggings and a shameless bulge. Damn. Everything looks expensive and is dripping with sex appeal. They're swaying a little unsteadily, a half-empty bottle of champagne in one hand. I recognize that bottle. I used to work at a bar. We had one of those bottles on display. We never expected anyone to actually buy it. We never expected anyone to be able to afford it. This person has spent my entire monthly budget's worth on a bottle of fermented grape juice. It makes me angry. It makes me want to hate them. They're inequality incarnate, bougie extravagance made flesh. I can't afford anything they're wearing, and even if I could, it wouldn't look good on me. I glare at them impassively, saying nothing. A lock of hair is hanging on their face. They toss their head to get the hair out. It would have looked amazing, but a few strands got stuck on their glossy lips. They sputter to get the hairs loose. Whatever cool image they were trying to project is shattered. It's kind of appealing. Makes them feel more approachable, more genuine. Fine, I'll play along, just for a bit. Don't you want to know my name first? I try to sound indifferent, fighting the smile that wants to creep on my lips. Well, I happen to be more interested in your pronouns. They smirk, but not in a way that would imply that they had shit for dinner. Their voice is playful, conspiratorial. Big theater kid energy. I don't like disclosing my pronouns to random strangers, but they do seem like they'd get it. And if they don't, well, it is the end of the world regardless. They, them. Their smirk blooms into a smile, eyes brimming with drunken excitement. I knew it. You totally look like a they, them. They're using my pronouns as a noun. I'm not sure whether I should feel validated or offended. They put the bottle down with exaggerated care. They then bow with a foopish flourish. I am M. Is that your name or your pronouns? Both, actually. They lean back casually, looking either proud or smug. I can't tell which. I drill my gaze into M's eyes, not sure if they're making fun of me or not. E? M? S? M's. I stare blankly back at them. Without warning, M breaks into dance. When M dances, you better dance with M, 'cause M's moves are... M loses M's balance and almost falls on M's back. Somehow, she manages to recover and stabilize into a steady A pose. Slick. I snort and look away, not knowing how to feel. On one hand, M is making me cringe so hard I'm about to turn inside out. But on the other hand, M is so full of life, radiating a defiant jubilance. Someone determined to make the best of M's last night on Earth. It's contagious. Shit, I can't help it. I'm getting intrigued. I'm D. Oh, I happen to be a big fan of D. Terrible. I let it slide. DEA. M regards me, rubbing M's lower lip with exaggerated care. Cheap shit like that doesn't work on me. Or so I tell myself. Cute, very cute. M's voice is sweet honey. Are you talking about me or my name? Ah fuck, now I'm doing it too. Both actually. M looks dead serious and meets my dour gaze unfazed. Maybe it's due to the 2 long years of social isolation. Or because the world is ending. Or because M happens to be ridiculously sexy. But I feel my pulse quicken. I turn away and bury my grin into my rum and cola. I hope the night hides my blush. This is usually the point when things start getting shitty and complicated, and I start planning my exit. You give someone the slightest indication that you might be interested, and they start behaving like you've signed some kind of contract to have sex with them. They'll make assumptions about your body and what kind of sex you like. And if those assumptions don't match the reality, they get upset and act as if it was somehow your fault. Every fucking time. It's It's why I stopped bothering with sex, parties, flirting, all of that. Tonight, though? I mean, what the hell? I'll probably be dead before anything could actually happen. Might as well have fun with what little time I've got left. Just some shitty drunken flirting, nothing more. Mind if I smoke? Go ahead, we'll all be smoking soon anyhow. Em glances back at me without expression. I was trying to make a joke. Fuck. This is why I'm single at the age of 31. Em fumbles with M's pocket and pulls out a pack. Em offers me one. Weed? God, I wish. Pass then. You don't happen to... I've actually never tried it. You didn't go to college? I did. I was busy studying. Had to live up to my parents' high expectations. There's a bitter note in M's otherwise jovial voice. M places a cigarette on M's lips and shelters it from the night breeze with M's hands. I hear the click, click, click of a lighter. M seems to be struggling. Let me. I firmly push my hands into M's. The hands are delicate and cold. I feel an uncharacteristic urge to warm them up. I settle for the lighter instead. M stares straight into my eyes as I light the cigarette with one firm click. M's eyes are two dark orbs reflecting the light. Fuck. I hand back the lighter. M's fingers brush against mine. I don't want to let go of the lighter. M turns to face the night, drawing on the cigarette and then blowing out smoke. Blue wisps gently dissolve into the still air. There shouldn't be anything sexy about smoking. Destroying lungs and rainforests. But M looks so fucking hot right now. And that damn leather jacket as well. It looks and smells like it's real leather. I love it. I'm such a garbage vegan today. M stares into the horizon, face unreadable. The eyes are weary, and a little sad. I hate it. I hate that this is how it all ends, with fucking bombs. A world run by boomers, ending in the most boomer way possible. I bet they're doing this out of spite, to prove that they're right to not worry about the climate. It all feels so old-fashioned, you know? Okay. That's your concern? The aesthetics of the apocalypse? Why not? All these years the look on my life has been determined by others. And now they want to decide how my death looks like as well? Huh. I guess I get what you're saying. Right now, wreathed in smoke, M looks much older than I first thought. More mature. Or maybe I'm just desperate and horny and projecting my desires on M. Only one way to find out. How old are you, M? About 1 day. Brat. Fine, let me guess it then. 26? M smirks and shakes M's head, still not making eye contact. 29? M flicks the cigarette butt down. I watch the orange dot disintegrate into the blue haze below. I'm 35. The voice comes out tired, all swagger gone. God, I wish I wasn't. I've wasted so much of it, my life. I drain the remains of my rum and cola, stifling a burp. I think every queer person feels like that sometimes. I ball my hands into a fist, crunching the cup. I do, anyhow. I chuck the remains of the cup over the railing. M turns to examine me. How out are you? You mean old? No, out. Out? Which out? Any. I'm silent for a while. I then gesture at myself, practical, non-gendered clothes in rainbow colors. I don't have a specific gender. I don't want to be perceived as having a gender. I usually let people draw their own conclusions. And do they get it right? I sigh. No. I just don't have the energy to have those discussions. Pronouns, gray sexuality. I feel a soreness in my throat. I try to keep it hidden. You spent so much effort trying to meet them at their level, lowering your defenses, being vulnerable, only to have them stare at you like you're a fucking crazy person. It's not worth it. I'm fighting to keep my voice steady. My 2 queer friends know. My 22 followers know, and that's the extent of it. I feel anxious and exposed now. Like getting naked in front of a lover. Feeling self-conscious and flawed, desperately hoping the other person likes what you're letting them see. M says nothing. Fucker. Fine. I'll pry. And you? My voice comes out louder than I had intended, demanding. M runs M's hands through M's hair pensively. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't out to anyone. I had a steady corporate job, the famous comfortable middle-class life. Boring friends who'd only talk about boats and investing. Utterly soul-crushing, meaningless. But I worked so hard to make that life happen. If I threw it away now, then I would have wasted my 20s for nothing. Sunk costs and all that. M gesticulates vaguely with M's hands. So, I figured it'd be for the best if I just wore the high heels behind closed doors, be content with sucking the occasional anonymous dick. Smother the little voice screaming to be let out with expensive toys and alcohol. M smiles wryly, voice a little brittle. You know Over the Rainbow, right? The song? The old gay anthem. I wouldn't be able to quote the lyrics, but I know what it's about. Sure. Hearing it made me ugly cry every time. M's voice begins to break. I cried because I think of all the people who didn't make it over, whose dreams didn't come true. And I cried because I knew I was one of them. M shuts M's eyes and presses a hand against M's mouth. Give me a moment. I don't think I want to die with my makeup running. I wish to see vulnerability. I got more than I expected. All the quirky theatrics and opulent clothes don't seem like cringe anymore. What I see now is a desperate desire to live 35 lost years in one night. I feel like I should hold him and tell him it's all going to be alright. But I don't do that sort of stuff. And besides, it's not going to be alright. We're about to die. So I just wait and listen. M clears M's throat, composure somewhat restored. I was on my way home when the emergency broadcast happened. I had a real shitty day full of shitty meetings with shitty clients. I was an inch away from burnout. So hearing that the world was coming to an end, you know what I felt? Despair? That's what I felt, anyways. M shakes M's head. Relief. D. Relief. M says it like M is parting some profound truth about the universe. My schedule filled with meetings with people I despise? Gone. The presentation I was working my ass off on? Poof. My parents calling me every week to remind me how much they'd like to have grandchildren? Nevermore. I stopped my car and enjoyed the euphoria of feeling all of my troubles melting away. I cried, Dee. I cried and laughed, and I didn't give a shit about the cars behind me honking their horns. And then inspiration struck. I grabbed my phone and started typing. M closes M's eyes and seems to be reciting from memory now. I am M. My pronouns are M. My orientation is queer. My gender is beautiful. M opens M's eyes, and a wicked grin spreads on M's face. I might have written at length about the joys of sucking dick as well. Okay. M keeps mentioning sucking dicks. I idly wonder if that's the only thing M's into. Stop this, D. You'll just end up getting hurt. And then I sent it to everyone. My friends, my coworkers, my boss, my conservative family. Holy shit. What did they say? I don't know. I threw my phone into the river. No fucking way. And then my laptop, full of meaningless corporate bullshit. And my ID, lies upon lies. And then my clothes, the clothes that never felt like mine, the tie, the suit, the ugly underwear. And seems to be enjoying recounting this part of the story. All my chains cast away. I have no idea if M's making all this up, but I'm impressed. Okay, I gotta admit, that's rad as fuck. What did you do next? I stood there naked, arms thrust into the air, waiting for the world to end. Then I started getting cold and feeling a little awkward. People were taking pictures of me. So I drove home. Did my face, put together this nice little look, had a drink or three. And the world was still there. So I decided that I might as well get laid. Of course, I wouldn't do it the usual way since I'd thrown away my phone. I tried getting into a club, but the guy at the door wouldn't let me in without an ID. So instead I just followed some people who looked like they were going someplace fun. To be honest, the party turned out to be a bit of a disappointment. Atrocious music, shitty drinks, and boring people. But then I noticed someone interesting sneaking up onto the roof, and when they didn't seem to be coming back... well, you know the rest. M gives me an inscrutable look. I don't know how to feel about the fact that M came up here specifically to talk to me. It's flattering, but... I can feel the defense mechanisms inside of me screeching. I silence them. Fuck. M toasts the stars with the bottle. May all the closets of the world burn tonight. M drinks deeply. Then M offers me the bottle. I accept it. I lift it to my lips. My mouth awash with a flat champagne. There's a hint of tobacco, cherry-flavored lip gloss. M. M's. I've known M for less than an hour, yet I feel like I've known him for a long time. Repressed desires are stirring somewhere in the depths of my heart. Just how drunk are you, M? M seems amused by the question, then a little wistful. I had a pretty strong start, but now... just barely drunk enough to stave off the hangover. M detects my skepticism. I have a fast metabolism. M shrugs. Oh yeah? You seem a little unsteady. M feigns offense. This is the first time that I walked a distance longer than my hallway in heels. D, no need to rub it in. I consider M's words. M does seem to be a lot more sober than I had first assumed. M is so unfiltered, I thought M had to be thoroughly wasted. Because I sure as hell couldn't act like that without insane amounts of booze. M is living M's most authentic life, yet I'm still too ashamed to do the same. Fuck this. M, you wish to see closets burning. Here goes mine. I hand the bottle back, and M places M's hands on the neck and receives it. Our hands are touching now. I'm not letting go. M looks into my eyes, searchingly. I swallow hard, but maintain eye contact. My breathing gets heavier. M parts M's lips ever so slightly. My face flashes hot. M's moves are slick indeed. M wiggles M's shoulders and the leather jacket falls back, revealing M's shoulders. I quiver. Have I ever been this excited about anyone before this fast? Somehow the distance between our faces seems to be getting shorter. I want to do it, but will M? It hurts. It physically hurts to want something this bad, to have every cell in your body screaming for you to do it, but not being sure if you should. Rejection. My greatest fear. Worse than death. But this is my last chance. The world is ending. There won't be a better time to ask. I'm going to say it, and whatever M says, I'm not going to regret saying it. Won't let myself regret it. Yes, D? You can kiss me. Fuck. That's not what I was going to say. My voice comes out whiny and frustrated. Oh? My heart is fisting my ribs. I wonder if this is how other people feel like when they're proposing. I'd like to bite you, if you'd let me. Oh. I won't break the skin, unless you want me to. M's face is unreadable. So, like, love bites? Something like that, yeah. I'm not really into kissing. Oh. Fuck. Idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot clown. Fuck. Why did I think M would say yes? Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Forget I said anything. M squeezes my hand. M lets M's scarf fall down, and then tosses M's head back, exposing M's neck. Well, go on. I can hear the smile in M's voice. My heart punches my throat. Holy shit. My mouth fills with saliva. M's slender neck looks delicious. But... You're not doing this to protect my feelings or something stupid like that, are you? M laughs dryly. I appreciate your concern, I do. But I would much prefer your teeth, please. Okay. So, if this gets really kinky, I will cut it out. But for now, I'm going to continue reading. So, if it is, as to the best of my knowledge, acceptable for YouTube, you will see it. But if it is not, then it's just going to skip to the epilogue, okay? My legs are turning into puddles. I lean against M for support. A loud snap. One of M's heels broke. Balance lost, M stumbles backwards, pulling me with them. We slam against the guardrails and almost fly over it into the abyss. Only my weight anchors us down. M's clinging to my back, pelvis pinned against the rail by my hips. We're both panting. M's eyes are wide with shock. Fuck, we almost died. Hey, you okay? M laughs, a little hysteric. Yeah, you? I'm okay. Sorry about your shoe, M shakes M's head, amused. Don't worry about it. M leans backwards and ventures a peek down. M, don't. M turns back to me. It's okay, D. You got me. An encouraging smile. M's confidence in me feels good. Warm, fuzzy. You know, this is surprisingly hot. I glance over M's shoulder and vertigo makes my stomach coil and jump. I fix my eyes on M. But I think I get it. The abstract fear of the looming Armageddon has been replaced by the very concrete fear of turning into roadkill Carpaccio. The lizard brain can understand this. M sinks nails into the flesh of my back, eyes hungry and demanding. Bite me, M mouths. Mouth whiting again, I oblige. I sink my teeth into M's shoulder, tasting the salty sweet leaving behind indents. M inhales sharply. I greedily peck at M's skin down M's collarbone and into M's top. I lift the fabric with my teeth and nuzzle a nipple. I then grasp it with my incisors. M exhales into my ear, pitch high. I twist and pull. Fingers clawing into my back, M flings M's head backwards, moaning, "Yes!" in a loud tenor. The cries echo back from the deserted plaza below. Yes! 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 A queer siren. Someone must be hearing this. I don't give a fuck. I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid. I bite the other nipple. Howl for me, Em. I squat down and tear into Em's abs. Pale and sculptured, like Roman marbles, I decorate them red and purple. Down and down, down I go. I reach the waistband of Em's leggings. Em's bulge has swollen, the fabric stretching. A slowly expanding wet stain on the very tip. I could go there. I'd love to go there. But it feels off somehow, like I'm shadowing the script of how society expects sex to look like. I want this to be nothing like the sex I've had before. I'm not interested in intimidation. I'm interested in control. As absolute as M will let me. I get up, level face with M's. M's eyelids are heavy, as is M's breathing. I grab M's face with both hands, squeeze, careful not to smear the makeup. M, listen carefully. I want to choke you with my teeth. Well, I'm already reading, I guess. Okay. M says it so casually, like I'd asked if I could change a song on a playlist. I pull M's face closer to mine. M. My voice is dead serious. I'm not going to do this if I feel like you didn't properly consent. This seems to sober M up. D. M nods at the horizon. I did not consent to any of that. I did not consent to getting blown up. I did not consent to living under capitalism. I did not consent to having my gender decided for me at birth. M's voice is getting louder and more determined with every new sentence. But I am consenting to this. I want this. D, listen. I love being submissive. I love sharing my body. I love trusting people with my body. But D, many people are not worthy of that trust. Many people see me as nothing but a pretty little sex toy to fuck and then discard. You're not like that. You make me feel like I have value. What? Why did you say that? I've done nothing but literally hurt you. Oh, but that's the thing, D. You understand what you're doing. M closes M's eyes. A lot of people have hurt me without even realizing that they did, because they didn't care about me. M's voice is passionate, and when M reopens M's eyes, I see that they are red and glossy with moisture. Oh, M. You see me as a person. I feel like I can trust you and not be let down. Do you have any idea what a huge deal that is? I feel my chest swelling with something like pride. Thanks? I let go of M's face. I don't know what I should be saying next. M tilts back M's head, the neck arching in a most beautiful curve. All that needs to be said has been said. I run my fingers over the neck. I feel the blood coursing the arteries. M's life, the life M's, wants me to be in control of. There's one more thing to take care of. M, squeeze my wrist twice. M does as I asked. You do that again, I'll stop what I'm doing, okay? Okay. Okay. I take a deep breath. I feel things beyond simple physical arousal now. Confidence, agency, power, trust. Things that have been missing from my life. My head descends, jaw opening wide. I rest my mouth around the neck, that slender, delicate thing. Wry muscles undulate under my tongue as M breathes. I could halt that breathing, or even break the neck if I did bite down hard enough. Asphyxiation is dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know which parts are critical, which parts are fragile. How much pressure does it take to snap a neck? How long can he choke a person without causing permanent damage? I imagine applying pressure, cutting off M's air supply, making M squirm in mortal panic like a small animal. It turns me on. If I was 10 years younger, that's what I'd probably do right now. But I know better now. I know it's not the choking itself I find hot. It's the control. And not biting down now is the ultimate form of control. M trusted me with M's life. And I'm gently holding it like it's a rare butterfly. Because M's life is beautiful and rare. And because M's trust in me is beautiful and rare. I am controlling M, and I am controlling myself. There is nothing else. This feels right. The universe may be a broken clock, always wrong, but at this very moment, it is right. Everything is in perfect alignment. Only this moment matters, only this moment exists. The perfect moment. Let it last forever. A bright light hits my eyes. I shut them tight. I don't need to see this. It's happening. The world is finally ending. I'm glad we're here together. I'm glad I won't die alone. My eyes are stinging. Thank you, M. Goodbye, M. D? M's voice is kind and caring. Don't make me fall in love with you now, you dumb shit. D. More demanding now. M squeezes my wrist twice. Shit. Snapping out of it, I let go and pull away. D. Look up. Bracing myself for what I'm about to see, I comply. A flaming ball of plasma nearly blinds me. My eyes adjust. I see my old enemy. The bright morning sun. Somewhere, a bird begins to sing. The increasing light makes me sober up to the fact that we're hanging 120 meters above the ground. With sudden panic, I pull backwards on instinct, dragging M with me. We land heavily onto the roof. I pant, waiting for my breathing to normalize. M squirms and giggles on top of me, the frantic giggle of someone who has just escaped certain death. So, I guess the end of the world is cancelled? I take out my phone, unlock it. Notifications from friends asking me where I am. I respond with a smug emoji. I open the news, a confusing mess of headlines. Nobody seems to know what's going on. I put the phone away. Cancelled or postponed? Huh. Want to get some breakfast while we wait? Call it aftercare? Fuck yes. My place good? I need a change of clothes and I won't fit into yours. Sure. Bacon and eggs? It's going to be vegan brioches. Oh, where do you even get vegan brioches? I make them. I sound a little defensive. I want M to appreciate my brioches. I've had plenty of time to work on my baking the past few years. Oh, alright. Will there be coffee? With brioches? Fuck yes. Locally roasted, ground by yours truly. I might not be rich, but I know how to make a good coffee. Let's go. We both get up. I'm feeling dead tired and still a little shaky, and yet strangely elated. My eyes drift to the darkening bruises on M's neck, and then the wet spots on M's groin. I did that. I feel a rush of dopamine and a hint of pride. I'm happy. I'm happy I had sex with a person I just met. No shame, no regrets. This is blowing my mind. Holy shit. M catches me staring and grins. So, what else do you do besides biting? Oh shit. I immediately think of the unused toys in my drawer. The one with the studs. M would probably like that. And I would love to use it on M. But would M appreciate the full complexity of my boundaries? M seems to have hardly any boundaries of M's own. Whatever spell allowed me to set aside my inhibitions seems to be broken. I feel my usual sex-related anxieties begin to surface. M picks up on it. Hey D, something wrong? Here goes. I clear my throat. So you're a bottom, right? I start with an easy question to break the ice. That's me. So I do have this strap-on thing that I've been wanting to... Oh, what's the material? Silicon? PVC? Steel? M's snap response catches me off guard. It's silicon, I think. How big is it? About 8 inches. Studded? M averts M's gaze and bites M's lips. And then breaks into a wide grin. I'm looking forward to it. M's voice sounds giddy. This is going way too well. I'm getting excited too. Hopefully. Fuck. I begin blurting out my anxieties. I sometimes feel overwhelmed and need to take a break, okay? Just say when. It might happen in the middle of fucking. You need a break? We take a break. You won't get to see my chest? Not a problem. I've got stretch marks all over my body. And I've got acne on my butt. I think you look really beautiful tied up. I think so too. I'm panting, mouth open, dumbfounded. Just like that, the list of worries in my head is exhausted. I might be dead tired and hungry and hungover, and I really, really need to pee. But all I feel is a bubbling excitement. D? M is pouting. Fuck, what did I do? Aren't you going to ask me what I'd like to do? There's a playfulness to the sulking. Right. I start with a pressing question on my mind. Could we talk about your boundaries first? I suck my teeth. You don't seem to have a lot of them. I'm, a little worried about you. M looks away, smiling, cheeks rosy. M is blushing? Holy shit. You care about me quite a lot, don't you? Fuck, now it's my turn to blush. I do have boundaries, though. I just didn't think that they'd be relevant here. M looks straight at me. Never ask me to top you, never ask me to penetrate you. Oh, got it. Oh, and dick. M points down at M's groin, at M's dick. Dick, cute. I know, right? Now, you want to know what I'd really like to try out with you? M grins with the energy of a teenager, bursting to share a juicy secret. Go on. I feel my muscles tensing up. M leans against my shoulder and whispers into my ear. My eyes widen. I stare at M in wonder. M twirls M's hair playfully, buck teeth showing. Wanna give it a go? I nod enthusiastically, too excited to speak. I grasp M's hand and begin pulling him towards the access door. Missing one heel, M hobbles and limps unsteadily, unable to keep up with my pace. I slow down and stop. Feeling only a little awkward, I offer my arm to M. M takes it and smiles at me. I feel a warmth pouring into me. Shit, this isn't just about us being horny anymore, is it? Maybe it's because of the limping or the holding of my arm, but I suddenly feel very protective of M. M? Yeah? Are you going to be alright? Sure. You got me, D. I mean, your, career and everything. Oh, that. I've got savings. I'll be fine. Oh, right. Normally, I would be infuriated by someone having the privilege of casually dropping out of the workforce. But right now, I'm feeling only relief over M being okay. Honestly, I don't think I'll miss any of that stuff. I just wasn't sure what it'd be like, living as a queer person. D. It feels so good, D. You've been out for like a day. Yeah, but... D, I haven't felt like this since I was a child. I feel alive, present. I feel real. Everything feels real. M squeezes my arm. M's eyes are so bright and full of life. Do you get what I mean? I squeeze M's arm back. I think I do. Thank you for playing. So that was... last. So... I'm not sure what's gonna make it up to YouTube, or if this even is gonna make it up for YouTube. So yeah. I don't know. I might cut out the first part of their little intimate scene, but leave the last part, because I think the last part is a bit more relevant to how they feel towards the end. So yeah. So anyways, for the people that, managed to watch this video, because I might just upload it, but I might have to upload it with the over 18 only thing, so not everybody will get to see it, and I won't be able to monetize it. But yeah, for the people that watched it, what do you think? As a person who primarily identifies as he, him, but doesn't mind the idea of also identifying as they, them, I don't know if I completely connect with the characters, at least in that respect, but I do know at least one person that does identify solely as they, them, and I wonder if that would resonate more with them. But it is nice though, because you normally don't get to see a lot of stories with stuff like this. I know in Next Step that there is a character, the cat, who is supposed to be, I think, gender fluid. And then there's the fox, who is also not the gender that you immediately think. But if you see their sprite, then it should have been immediately obvious to me. But I just didn't notice that until then. Until I, actually looked. But, yeah. So it's nice to see a representation that isn't so much just a he or a she, but a they. Or, in M's case, an M. But yeah. Also, it was an interesting thing to see how it went from they're gonna die, so let's just let, all inhibitions just go out the door and just be your true self. And I guess that's all that they needed for there to be either a false apocalypse or a stalled apocalypse, rescheduled apocalypse, I guess. And for them to just, say, you know what, fuck it, we're about to die, let's just do this. Let's do what we want. Let's do what we've always wanted to do or be or say or whatever. And I guess that's how it was shown in the story? I don't know. I liked it though. The kink aside, it was nice. And I didn't mind the kink at all. It was interesting. It's not my cup of tea, per se. But it was interesting how it works for the story. But yeah, anyways, so if this makes it to YouTube, write down in the comments what you thought. And we'll have our discussion in the comments, I guess. Like good old internet people that have their discussions in comments. And in case this doesn't, then oh well. So for the people that do get to watch it, tell me what you guys thought. And well, I guess that's it, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Last yourself, or either Yoga Bear or Care Bear, or I think they also have another story, but I'm not sure what it's about. But if you would like to play that story, you can find them over on Itch. Unfortunately, the creator does not have a Twitter page which I can link to, so you are gonna have to go to Itch yourself and then look for the stories there. And if you don't see them, it might be because they're tagged under adult. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.